advocates whisper in the hall, where justice wears a mask and truth begins to fall. Every thread they pull, every lie they weave, in the courtroom's dance, who's left to believe? Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight. A photograph fades where the truth once stood. Blurred lines between the bad and the good. The scales they tilt with every silver tongue, while the broken cry for a song unsung. Black robes sway like shadows on the wall. One wrong word and the mighty fall. Who's a sinner? Who's a saint? The jury's out, but the verdict's faint. Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know why I'm here today? It's not because I want to give you a pep talk or because I want to make you feel good about yourselves. No, I'm here to tell you the truth.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Devil's Advocates. It's wonderful to have everyone here on a Sunday night with us. And, oh, can you hear me out there in YouTube land? Please throw one in the chat. Let me know. Make sure everyone can hear us out there. And so I hope everyone had a wonderful day today. It's been an exciting 24, 48 hours in the true crime world, especially concerning the Idaho 4 case. But before we get into all that, I just want to say some hellos out there. Okay, where did one? Okay, I had one back there. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. Okay, all right. So he's back there. Great, great, great. So looks like we have Amanda B in the house as always. One of our amazing mods, holding down the fort. We have, looks like Penny, one of our other amazing mods, holding down the fort. We have Essie May, as always. Good to see you, of course. And looks like, who else do we have? We have CGM6F. I hope, or is it Siggy? I'm not sure which way you pronounce that. It looks like we have Zablest and Tiggle Bitties. Avery Snyder, good to see you. A lot of you folks are frequent flyers here in the den. You are familiar denizens, as we call everyone here in the den. And let's see, I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up 1-1. Of course, um, he is here with us as always. So let me bring him on up. There we go. Hey, sir, how are you today? Oh, you're muted. There we
Good.
go.
Good. Good. Okay. Hi, Dan. Hi, Robin. Good to be in the den on a Sunday night. As always, I gotta plug my line. Live from New York. It's Sunday night.
Well done, sir. Well done, as
Yeah.
always. Yes. And you are what was the next you added a line last night. What is it? Oh, you're not
And
retired. That's
oh yes, I am not retired. Maybe I should put that underneath my name. I am not retired. I've heard that like five other different creators. I mean, at least they acknowledge
oh,
that I'm part of the law enforcement family. But yes,
yeah.
somewhere along the line, two things. People seem to think that I'm a detective, which I've never said I was a detective, and two, that I'm retired. So both are wrong. I'm not a detective, and I am not retired.
But what you are is extremely experienced at your job. 22
Yes.
years, right? Yes.
Yes. 22
Yeah.
years
So
and 22 years and counting. Yes.
yeah. So um yeah. So I thought that was funny last night when you did that. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, so hope everyone's doing good out there. What's exciting in your world today?
I'm still absorbing the
Mm,
this video that we watched. I know many different creators are, they're kind of reviewing. Again, a big shout out and a plug to Jules from True Crime. True Crime. Excellent that I know my understanding. She put a lot of. It's not. I think she spent about close to $1,000, but
yeah,
it's not even about. I mean, the money is money. Obviously, it's that wasn't
sure.
free. But I'm sure
No.
all the all the hassle and aggravation and the emails and the phone calls, it adds up
Hmm.
probably to a lot more than $1,000. So
Oh yeah.
definitely big shout out to her and
Yeah.
for making the video available for everyone out there to
Right.
so we can
Is it?
you know
Yeah.
see it. We can try to digest it and figure out what the hell is going on here.
Right. Right. I mean, because, and it was really cool during the premiere last night when she popped into our chat and she was very modest about it, when we were thanking her, and a lot of people were thanking her, and she's like, it's really my supporters. So to her supporters, who are also some of them part of our supporters, and the true crime community in general, you know uh, it's not every creator who would have shared that, you know you know I mean,
Right.
something as monumental as those videos are. I mean, potentially, who knows exactly what all they will lead to. So we very very grateful to her for sharing, and for to her supporters for helping. But like you said, the time and effort that she put into getting them, um, you know, Because we all know that Idaho doesn't like to give things up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
I'm really awaiting to hear some of these responses back to all this mail that Lee has sent out.
I know.
I would love to hear great good news on it, but I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of nonsense in their responses.
Right. Right. Yeah. At first, I'm just going to, for those who don't know, um, Lee has started a GoFundMe to help defray some of the cost of the fees for submitting document requests. And also, he is sending certified mail so that he knows that they have actually received his request, so they can't even say that, oh, we never got that. Yeah, you did. So he's sending it everything out certified mail. And also, now that GoFundMe is specifically set up for those fees. This is not, he's not going to be going out and, buying whatever, a
T-bone
bunch of,
steaks.
yeah, that's not what that's for. This GoFundMe, I'm going to, real quick here, I'm going to stick the link in the chat so that, everyone can, I mean, even a couple bucks. I mean, and listen, it's close to Christmas. Not everyone is made of money. You know, don't feel like pressure or anything like. It's just if you would like to help contribute to the cause, I'm telling you, Lee is going to hold their feet to the fire, and we are going to help support him in that. Um,
Yeah,
so any
yeah.
way that you
I
can
feel it.
support it,
Something's
yeah,
gonna
I
break.
mean,
It's not something. Something's
something's
gonna
gonna
break.
happen.
Something's gonna break in this case.
Yep,
What I didn't get to fully, as I said, I wish there was sometimes 40 hours in a day, but there's not.
right.
um, I did catch about half of Outcast's video from I guess yesterday or earlier today. I'll probably finish it a little bit later, and I know what he was trying to do was just to put the audio in from the 2:30 to 3:30 video that Jules got, and his initial reaction, because from what I know, he's I don't know all his credentials. I know he's big about into audio and all that. So um, he said that some of these files seem like they're some of the most redacted stuff that he has dealt with so far.
Yeah,
And that's just insane because if you just think about what we actually heard in those in that timeline 2:30 to 3:30, it makes you wonder like what was redacted. What is missing?
right.
It's
I
it's
mean,
crazy. It really is crazy. I have so many thoughts going through my head. Uh those were definitely blood wrenching screams. I saw
yeah,
some of the comments in the our premiere last night, and there was a few people who were saying, "Oh, it's just college kids partying or whatever." That wasn't just college
no,
kids partying. I'm sorry.
no,
There's a difference. Is it possible? College kids getting drunk or whatever. Can they get a little loud sometimes? Absolutely. That wasn't. Those weren't play fighting. Even if like a normal, even like a little fight or something happens, those were blood curdling screams. I mean, some of those screams, like it's almost like you could. I know, we're this is an adult show, right? So,
yeah,
not for kids. So just
no,
the trigger warning. You hear some of those screams. It's almost like you could almost like feel the knife like penetrating, like at that exact second, you know.
Yeah,
This is like there was a knife, like someone got stabbed here, or you know, insane. Um, but there's so many thoughts, so many different things to look at with this video. Um, what I will say, and and I'll keep reiterating it too. It's a huge point, probably, you know, other than trying to figure out like what is this sound, what is that sound, what is this car, what is that car, and all of that stuff is important. All of it,
sure,
absolutely. Of course,
sure.
it's a pain because now we have to figure like what is redacted, what's not redacted, what, you know, does this make sense right here? What is going on? But I can say probably without question, for anyone that has any doubt or anything, you know, do we know 100% what happened yet? No, we don't. But
No,
what I can tell you is what this should open up all the Kohlberger eyes, all the people who are like, this is ridiculous. You guys need to get a life. You guys, what do you guys are just trying to make money. You guys are trying to do, you know, what does it matter with you? You guys are nuts. Well, okay. Let's listen to the video. Let's listen to the video and audio. I mean, watch the video and listen to the audio from whatever, 40, you know, 405 or 410 to 420. And then you listen to the video and audio from 2:30 to 3:30. You tell me the screams and stuff that you hear in the 410 to 420. You tell me the blood curdling screams. You're not going to hear any.
no,
You
no.
hear some sounds, but you don't hear that. So it's the major point, and Lee keeps talking about it, and I think it's huge. It's not always what you hear; it's what you don't hear,
Right.
and that
And I
missing.
know that.
You know, do I think something? Do I think that there was something that happened 410 to 420? Something obviously was going on. You hear the dog. You know, whether it's Murphy or another nearby dog, some dog is going crazy, right? Barking and going nuts. You know, was it someone coming back was it someone starting to do a cleanup or something? You know,
Well, right.
who
And that's
knows?
just it. Without being able to see the dog, we don't know what dog it might have it might
Right,
have been. It
right.
could have been Murphy. It might have been a I mean, there are dogs like, well, everyone knows from Lee's, trips out, to Moscow. Right
Yeah,
in that neighborhood, there's all kinds of dogs there.
yeah.
It could have been Murphy. It just depends. I don't know. Like, from anything I've ever heard, I don't know the dog. Murphy's a very sweet-natured dog. Um, he reminds me that way of our doodle. McGee, he's very sweet-natured. He can be a little bit bashful around people that he doesn't know. Now, our other dog, she's completely the opposite. And if somebody was messing with us, she would nail you. uh, she's otherwise she's fine as long as but if someone was coming at, I sorry, you're in our house, and
Right.
him, so we don't know who
Uh,
that dog was.
yeah.
It would make sense
Right.
that,
Right.
you know
And the
so
4:30 and the 4:30 to 5 o'clock video,
yeah,
Jules put that out, and you
exactly.
clearly hear two different
Oh
dogs.
man,
There's
yes,
definitely two
yes.
different dogs. So you
A
can't.
bigger one, it
So
sounds like a small one.
if you want to say even, oh yeah, one of them is Murphy. Well, okay, but there's another dog.
Right, right.
So
So, I mean, that's right. Yeah. CG, that was one thing that, when DA put his video out of when him and Rhonda went there, and they were walking down towards the end of the one sidewalk, and you could hear that dog. And I think it was the same dog that you hear on one of the pieces of footage from I think it was Linda Lane from that night where it sounded like the same cadence. So
Yeah.
it's hard to say what dog it was, but you're right, there were two dogs. There were two different dogs. So, but so I did put I want to put the link in the chat for the premiere. If you guys didn't get to see Lee's breakdown of the footage, I did put it in the chat. Okay, I'll put it in the chat again a little bit later on. Do yourself a favor. It's 2.5 hours, something like that, but it's worth it. As you all know, Lee, he tends to take his time with analysis and stuff, although he didn't wait all that long. I mean, we didn't
Yeah,
give him a choice,
I don't
did
know
we?
who to blame. I don't know who to blame for that. Maybe we'll blame Penny. I'll blame Penny for that.
Yeah, well, see, for those of you who don't know, One and I are on the East Coast. I'm Pennsylvania. He's in New York, and so S and I, we're night owls to begin with, and so is One. So he's there blowing up my chat, going, "Did you listen to this?" And I'm like, "What? What do I listen?" So he's like, Jules has this new footage and blah blah blah. So I went and we turned it on, and S and I, we normally watch it on the TV, and we're watching this, and I'm chit chatting back and forth with One while we're oh my gosh, and pretty soon Lee's like, "What are you guys doing? Why are you blowing up my phone?" And we're like, "You've got to see it, you've got to see it." And so finally he's like, "Oh my God," you know? So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he was
We
glad
made
though that
him
we did.
we made him a little nuts because Lee is very big about it, and I agree with him. Whenever you watch some kind of audio video, it is good to kind of get it, like try to get a grasp for it yourself before you listen
Right.
to commentary, because someone
Yep.
puts an idea in your mind, and that's just the way our minds work. Then you're looking to hear a certain thing. Unfortunately, I wasn't waiting till the morning. I couldn't wait. Jules when
We couldn't either.
right. I mean, nothing against Jules. She's the one that got the video.
No.
She put it out. She put a little commentary. She did play a few stuff multiple times. Like, oh, like what was that noise? What was that?
Yeah.
I didn't want to wait. So
No.
you know,
No.
and
But now, what was funny about that, not funny, haha, necessarily, but it was almost like, um, now I don't know, when you were watching it, were you listening to it with headphones?
yeah,
Were you?
I had
Okay.
earpods
So
on.
we were watching it on our TV, and even so, though, you and I were like corroborating what we were hearing, not
Yeah,
suggesting to one another
yeah,
necessarily, but like because of that reason that you can get that in your head, it was
right,
like it was just a very short thing. Like I would say, such and such at this timestamp, and you'd either be like yes or no, or So we weren't pretty close. We were hearing the same thing, pretty
right.
close, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
which was really interesting. And now, to her credit, Jules, she was not overly descriptive about
right,
anything that she said. I thought the way that she went about it, most of the time she was mainly listening and then reacting.
right, right.
But when those screams first
Oh
happened,
yeah,
this
yeah.
it goes through you. It really does.
So
So
we have to give a little prop to someone else. So last night in the premiere, we had a guest of Dot. Dot made an
yeah,
appearance. So
yes,
now
she did.
I know Dot has a lot of controversy. Some people, call her a liar or this and that. But let me just tell you that, yes, she did admit that she lied. It's not her that was in Idaho. She was doing this for a friend or trying to help a friend out.
Right.
One of the big things I specifically remember her explaining and going over was she was talking about a blood like wrenching scream that she
Yeah.
heard like but around
Like,
between 3 and 3:30 a.m. Like she was I guess the friend went to smoke a cigarette outside or whatnot. And that, that's what she claimed, that's what she said, but of course we didn't have this video, we didn't have this audio to hear.
no.
Some of what we heard is corroborating of what Dot said. I can
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
So,
She said that it sounded like someone was being attacked and mauled by a bear. That's the way
yeah,
this screaming was. And
it did
truly,
sound. Yeah,
that's, yeah,
that's what I heard.
yeah. So, and to that end, I just want to remind everyone here on Devil's Advocates, we like healthy debate, respectful debate. We do not allow people to attack each other in the chat. We don't allow people to attack any guests that we may have on the show or the panelists, and we certainly don't, allow people to attack Lee. Not that Lee needs any help defending himself by any stretch of the imagination, but we encourage healthy debate. We want varying opinions. Because sometimes that can help you work through something, but I think we can do it in a way that we can have a good time, where we can be respectful and to, further our knowledge. And yeah, so just behave.
Right. Oh, and I was gonna say too. I mean, Sunday night, Lee seemed, this is kind of his night off. But
Yeah.
Robin and I try to keep the show running, to maybe like recap a little bit or to talk about some of the important things that have gone on recently. But
Mhm.
this is a great time. I guess she'll put the link in if anyone
Yep.
wants to hop up on stage. If you want
Yeah.
to ask a question, or you don't even have to show your face. You could hide your,
Nope.
if anyone wants to come up, by
Yeah.
all means, to take
There we go.
take the advantage if
Yeah.
you want.
Yep. Absolutely. We uh, love our audience. You guys have no idea um, how much we look forward to this every night.
Yeah.
So, we always want to hear what you guys are thinking, how you're feeling. And, like one said, you don't even have to be on camera if you don't want. So you can always just pop up and, put an avatar up, and you can just join the panel a little bit. And so I'll keep a watch on the chat and see if anybody in the back room, to so to speak, to see if anybody pops up. So but now, what did you happen to have any timestamps from the premiere last night that you wanted to um because like I said, I had different things going on today, and I unfortunately didn't get one written down. I didn't know if you had anything you
No,
wanted to.
no, I didn't. Well,
No.
no, I didn't have a specific. I didn't write any. I was kind of busy a little bit too.
I
But
Yeah,
what did you?
figured you might have been.
Yeah, what did you think about? Again, it's alleged because I guess we don't know proven 100%. But what did you think about what it seems to be? You know, someone was called. I heard Murphy. What was that? Like around two
Was it
30
240?
something? Yeah, about
Yeah,
240
it
or
was.
something like
Yeah,
that.
it was
And you hear
right
like
around in there.
Murphy, and then you see the black car go by. Uh,
Well, what was interesting to me about that was that you uh Well, a good point that Jules did make is a lot of times when you're talking to a dog or an animal or a kid, you kind of tend to say things in like a sing-song kind of way. Now,
Right,
a lot of times I'll call it when you call a dog, it's more like Murphy or something like that,
right,
depending.
right.
So I think that could very well have been what was being said there. Um, and now that car that did pull up there, that does look, what is it, a Volkswagen that Jack D
But
drove at
right.
the time, right?
And I think he had a black one too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that was dark. It was a dark color. So I don't know. It's kind of compelling that the person pulled up, you heard it, somebody
And it
called Murphy, and then
and it pulls into where he lived.
yeah, yeah, yep. So um yes, thank you, Amanda, for reminding me. Yes, everyone, if you would please do us a favor and hit the like button. It helps the video go further and helps more people see it. And as well, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Lee's got all kinds of big stuff, lining stuff up, finishing out this year, plans for, next year and everything. Oh my God, I
Oh
can't
yeah,
believe
don't
Christmas is this close, right?
yeah. Don't oh yeah, we
So,
I don't want to get yelled at by the boss man after for forgetting with
yeah,
the one thing he told us. Um he is doing a collaboration with the Custody Queens on
that's right.
Wednesday. I don't I don't want to. He didn't say whether it's going to be live or pre-recorded. It may be a pre-recorded show,
Yeah,
but what I would say is just, I guess, you know, look for maybe Wednesday night or maybe I guess Thursday morning or something, some kind of, and the focus obviously is going to be this new video that was
right,
released by Jules. So
right.
that'll be something to look
So,
forward to.
yeah. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure that your notifications are turned on because YouTube is very famous for turning off your notifications and
Yes.
every time they're changing stuff. So make sure your notifications are on. Amanda, would you throw the link in for Discord into the chat? And in that way, you can always, make sure to join the Discord. We keep everyone up to date there. Also, we're on Facebook. We have Lee has both a Devil's Advocates group on there where you can chit chat and post funny memes or whatever, as well as the Facebook page for Devil's Advocates. So there's all kinds of ways. He's also on Instagram. So there's all kinds of ways to keep apprised of what he's doing, to be notified of the lives of any special collabs that he has coming up. So yeah,
Ah,
they're just
yes, I see.
stay tuned. But
Yeah, I see. Whoop, I hit the wrong button there. I try to put this on stage. Yeah, I'm gonna address something with that in a second. You just reminded me of something, Avery. So
oh,
thank you.
good, good.
um, what I want to say, I did see a little video too on harsh reality. He made up a good point. It'll be very interesting to see. Are we going to hear anything from, Nancy Grace, Brian Anton, or anyone else on this new video? You know,
Hmm. Yeah,
and, I mean,
yeah,
and the big thing, and one of the, even, even bigger than them. Are we going to hear something from some of the families? You know, are we going to see something from Steve G or any of the families? I mean, they have to have seen this. They're on social media all the time. Some of these families.
right.
I would think that someone, either them or someone would let them know, oh, this is unreleased audio video is out. I mean, I don't know. You know, I feel horrible for them. I mean, no one, you know, obviously with what happened. But this completely changes the whole story, the whole narrative.
Well, and what you know, I got thinking about this earlier today. What can this potentially corroborate uh from some of the things that we've heard from the families and the witnesses? Uh um One thing to me is kind of the dark hour
Yeah,
that, you know,
the two
Stacy
to
Chapin,
yeah,
2
the
a.m.,
two
the dark
a.m.
hour.
Right, right.
So now I realize that that video that Jules has, it doesn't start till right about 2:30 or 2:25, I think it is. But we don't know, we don't have the
Well,
footage yet from before that yet. So who knows what all was going on,
right.
you know.
Right. Well, there is some stuff that has been out before that, but not. I don't think. I think she tried to get 12 a.m. We haven't. I don't think we've
Right.
gotten that.
No.
There is some video. There is some other stuff from not not from 1112, but from the Linda Lane video, the Linda Lane audio video. That's been out for a while.
Yeah.
And if you listen, if you listen and you watch that from like about 1:15 to like 2:30 in the morning, you hear, well, it sounds like some kind of fight or some kind of something is going on.
Right.
We
Exactly.
just weren't that was on Linda Lane. Now you have, you know, I wish we had. I know it's easier, but it's too bad we don't have a diagram that you could put up there. Remember now, that is from the that's from the parking lot that's on the other side of the Queen Apartments. Okay.
Right.
So if you guys want to, just to put your perspective, think of the Queen Apartments. Those are the two. So if you walk across from 1122, right? There's like a little walkway. You got two long, kind of like, think of like two long parallel buildings, and there's a walkway that
Right.
goes in between. On the other side of that, on the other side of that walkway is a parking lot, and that
Right.
parking lot, that's where we call you know, what we're calling the Linda Lane video audio. So go, you know, now if you go back and you listen to some of that Linda Lane video and audio, which we already have from 1:15 to 2:30, but you can't really make too much of it out. Well,
No.
now you understand, because it's not happening like right there. It's happening on the other side of the Queen Apartments, which is probably right near, right somewhere right there in the vicinity of 1122. So it's
Right.
not
Right.
far away, but it's on the
So
other side of the buildings.
no,
Of the
there's not new footage of Linda Lane,
No,
I don't think,
no, no, no.
Amanda.
Wait, no, no, no. And it's not
No,
new
no, no.
footage.
No, no.
No. What I'm saying
No.
is 1:15 to 2:30 on Linda Lane, which is that parking lot, which is on the other side of the Queen's Apartments, has already been out for a while. When you watch that
Yeah.
video, and Tommy Jude has covered this a few times too, it sounds like, you know, this is where all the theories come in. People say, oh, there was a UFC fight, you know, oh, that, you know, the frat had some kind of fight club thing. There's a
Right.
fight going on, but you can make out some sounds. You can't make them all out too well, but you hear there's something going on. But
Right.
what I want to make the point of is that is on the other side of the Queen. You know, it's on the other side of that walkway. So
Right.
probably what was happening was, you know, much closer to the 1112 camera, which would be
Right.
right next to 1122 king. So
Right.
that's why you don't you don't hear it's you can't really hear like, you know, oh, someone yelling Murphy and stuff like that, because it's on the other, you know, maybe it's a little too
Right.
faint. So
It's a different perspective that we're
right,
getting now with this footage because it's so close
right.
to the, 1122, because it's so close.
So now,
Um,
Robin, I wanted to ask you. So now, because I guess we have a little time, we can discuss. So after watching that video, so what do you think? What do you think happened? I mean,
what
you know, you don't
what's
have to
my
go through
theory?
every little thing.
Huh?
Like what, you know,
No,
do you think, you know, like, do you think they were killed one by one? Do you think that you know, is that Ethan and Matt, and I mean Ethan and Xana probably outside? Like what's your opinion?
my opinion is that part of my opinion has not changed. Ethan and Xana, unfortunately, were attacked first. I believe that it is possible if um, there was a fight. Yeah, well, obviously, there was a party there at the 1112. Maybe Ethan and Xana were there. Maybe not. Maybe they were at another house at another party. They were coming home and they were jumped. That's what I think happened, because in my mind, as a singer, the acoustics that I'm hearing, they were attacked outside. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
I think a lot
right.
of it took place outside, at least to
Yeah,
do it with them.
right,
Now, whether later on they were forced inside, I don't know. But at the very least, the way that things are echoing off of buildings, they they were definitely attacked outside at first. And then later in the video, things quieted down after a little bit for a while, but then you hear another attack. And I think that Maddie and Kaylee were attacked a little later on. That's my general sense. My other thing is that I do not believe that this was a professional hit, meaning any kind of a organized cartel, that kind of professional hit, because those people tend to want to get in, do the deed, and get out. And
right.
again, this is an adult channel. We use adult words. We talk about adult situations. So we're not a kid friendly channel. So if you have kids around, this may not be the right time to watch this program.
Yeah,
So just so that we remind everyone of that fact, because I don't know what he did with the parental advisory.
yeah.
It
It's
was back
funny.
here in StreamYard, and I don't know what he
That's
did with
okay.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you
so
gave the warning.
that's my initial thoughts of that. So what do
And
you think?
um, I I'm in the only thing the issue the one issue that I have, and I know, you know, so it's hard to think, you know, I do think it's probably a strong chance that Ethan, you know, I've heard the rumors and different things. I think he may have gotten into some kind of beef or something with someone at the frat. I've heard about that. I've heard the stuff with Loach and different people and whatnot. Um,
Right,
there's a few different things with this that people have to remember too. That it's possible that, you know, remember Ethan was a big guy. He's not a small fellow.
no,
So
no,
I mean, I don't know how intoxicated or how high he was or whatnot, but he's not a small guy. He was involved in
no,
sports. Um, I think he must have really got into it with someone at this party, and it's possible that, you know, there are people who get into fights all the time,
Right.
unfortunately, because it's, I don't know, it just seems to be human nature. Many people seem to lack communication skills to be able to, you know, solve their conflict. Uh, I do think that Ethan probably was, like you said, ambushed, or something as to that effect. Now, whoever attacked him, you know, it may have just, you know, it may have just been like, you know, that, like, oh, just a little fight, or you're going to attack, you know. There are people who fight all the time
Mm-hmm.
over all kinds of, you know, whatever, you know, comments, girls, the gambling, sports, all kinds of things. That doesn't mean you take a
Mm-hmm.
knife out. It doesn't mean you take a knife out and you
No,
stab someone. So
no.
this did this go, you know, or, you know, there's so many things here. Did someone try to attack Ethan, and Ethan was holding his own and putting up a fight, and
Sure.
it wound up getting, you know, it wound up going too far, and that happens too. Sometimes, you know, how many times, you know, people, you know, what's the term? You know, was a few, you know, they bite off more than they can chew, I guess, or,
True. Yeah.
you know, that could have been what happened. You know, again, Ethan was not a small fellow, so maybe
No.
he got attacked, and he was putting up a fight, and things just got out of hand, and maybe someone took out a knife or whatever, and whatever, you know, happened, and maybe it wound up, you know, being a lot worse than anyone, you know. Maybe the thing initially wasn't intended, like, oh, we're gonna kill him, we're gonna kill Ethan and his girl, and Xana and his girlfriend. That might not have been the issue at all. Could have just, like I said, could have been just like an ambush attack to, like, you know, whatever they were mad about, to teach him a lesson. And
Mm-hmm.
again, you know, maybe it didn't go the way that they planned, and then wound up being too much. And then you also have the thing too, uh as most of you know, most people don't fight fair. They don't. It's usually they
Yeah.
have a little group or gang or whatever. No, not many
Sure.
people fight fair. So is it that, you know, maybe Ethan was holding his own, and, you know, one of these other, you know, guys there just, you know, they lost control. Is it their
Right.
adrenaline? Sometimes people lose control, and they don't know how to stop. And I can tell you, you know, that's, unfortunately, yes, there are officers, who succumb to this. Also, same thing. Although, you know, they have some different rules, obviously, in the military and whatnot. But, you know, the rule of thumb with us, with officers, you know, once the handcuffs go on, that's it. The fight is over. So
Yeah.
I could have chased you 5 blocks, 6 blocks. We were fighting. You could have spit in my face. You could have all this stuff. But once the handcuffs go on, that's it. There's no, the fight's over. So was this that, you know, someone, you know, Ethan, maybe he got the upper hand on someone or whatnot, and someone just flipped out
Yeah.
and didn't know how to control it, and did something real, you know, took a knife out and did something stupid. Um, so then I know the question is, well, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with Kaylee and Maddie? Well, I mean, you heard the screams, right? We all heard it,
Yeah.
right? The crazy
Oh yeah.
screams. Well, we know at that time, 2:30, whatever, we know that Kaylee and Maddie are home. They're there. Kaylee and Maddie are at the house. They're there.
Right.
So if we're hearing it on the camera that's around, if you want to think of the camera as like an L shape, like around around the corner or whatever, they're there. They're right there at the house. You don't think it's possible that Maddie and Kaylee went downstairs to see what was going on, or they went outside? I can't emphasize enough. Again, remember, Kaylee and Maddie's clothes were wet. They were
Right.
wet. They got their clothes and they were wet. What does that mean? Well, to me, I think there's a strong chance something crazy happened with Ethan and Xana, and I think somehow Kaylee and Maddie probably they saw something that someone else didn't want them to see or whatnot, and they didn't know what to do. They weren't, maybe they ran back into the house. What you can remember is that their phones go blank, right? At 250
256, I believe.
256. Both Maddie and Kaylee's phone go blank. Now, I know the whole thing earlier on, the phone calls to Jack was Maddie called Jack. Was that Kaylee using Maddie's phone to call Jack? Probably. That's very possible. Maybe she thought he would answer if Maddie called. But again, highly suspicious that both their phones, these are college girls, and they're not sleeping. They're not, they were just trying to call Jack 10 times,
Right.
whatever, 10 times in a row. Their phones are not just going to go blank. So
No.
that leads me to think that at that point, so that at that 256, and from what we heard from 2:30, from before that, I think Ethan was already attacked. Something was already going on, and I think Kaylee and Maddie must have seen something that someone else they were afraid. Maybe they saw some kind of stabbing or something or whatever, and other people there went in after them, and now
Yeah.
the question is like, oh, but what about gun rack guy, and what about this? What about other stuff? Yeah, there's other stuff going on. I don't think the hit, so called, if you want to say it, there was no hit, or it wasn't like a hit organized by the frats. When we talk about the frats, we're like, yeah, there were probably people attacked him from who were part of the frat. Is it
Right.
possible that some of these people or someone involved with this frat maybe was one of the people who attacked Ethan and Xana, or was watching, and now this situation happened, and this maybe one or two of these people or a few of them have some kind of connection to someone with the drugs or something else, or reached out to someone. But just to address Avery there, where he was talking about he made a comment about the cops. I want to remind everyone again, because there's so much stuff going on. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused, because we're looking for, trying to hear sounds, trying to look all over the place for different things. We pretty much know, I would say 99%. I can't say 100% because we don't have actual video of this guy going there, but pretty much 99%, I can tell you that Rosie, good old Rosenthal there, he was at 11:22, between 3 and 3:30. He was there. He was at that house. What does that mean? What, was he somehow involved in the killings or whatnot? I don't know. I'm not saying that, but we have pretty concrete evidence. And what do you mean? How do you have evidence? Well, we know the car that they were in. We know that pretty much See, I said pretty much. We know that we know that Tisdale was in the car by himself, and that's who Molly described later on.
Right.
What was the relationship there? What, where we hear, Kaylee was having a fling with one of the cops or whatever. Possibly, or it could be that Rosenthal, or his partner or whoever, one of these guys could be also involved with some kind of outside Aryan Nation drug thing or something going on, and he was reached out to, and they said, we got a situation here going on. We need your help with this. But he was there. Rosenthal was there between 3 and 3:30. Actually, I think he got there a little after 3. I think, if I remember correctly, because we know where the unmarked car, when it pulls off, it was parked like on the other side. It wasn't parked like in the right in the front driveway where all the other cars were.
No.
I believe that car pulls away. I could be mistaken. I think it's something like 354 or 355, something like that. And then 356 or 357, that's when Gunrack guy, that's when we see him on the Linda Lane video camera, where he goes what appears to be towards the Queen Apartments, which would be lead right to the entrance of 1122. So
Right.
Rosenthal was there somewhere a little after 3. What is he doing there? What's going on? So
Yeah. It's
very
just,
interesting. Very interesting.
Now, one thing, and please, someone, their clothes were wet. What were they wet? Was it water? Do we know?
Yeah, they said it was. They said it was water. They said it was the clothes.
water.
It was
Okay.
not. It wasn't. Well, it wasn't wet from. It wasn't wet from blood.
Right.
That's what they said. So
I didn't know if they
is
may
it
have
from?
found
Is it from?
alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Well, what I was gonna say is that
I
they didn't
don't
say.
remember if
Yeah, they
anyone
didn't
ever.
say. They didn't say necessarily. I don't think they definitively said, "Oh, we know it was wet from outside in the snow." Like they never said that. But
Yeah. So that's what I was kind of wondering, like what all testing did they do on whatever the moisture was, whether it was water, and then if it was partially due to snow, was there salt mix? The snow melt. I mean,
right,
there's so much that could have
I
been
know.
learned
Right,
just from what was
you're right.
in
You're
the
right.
water, in their
Definitely,
clothing. What did they get? Because if there's snow melt stuff
it's
in
different. Right,
that
right,
water, they
100%.
were outside. You're
Right,
not going to get that, you
right,
know. So there's so much that can be learned just from those small things. And people might
right.
think that sounds, stupid or whatever. Well, I'm
No,
going to address
no.
something before it even gets freaking started. Okay,
Uh-uh.
Mr. Jeff H. You called me an asshole the other night, and I didn't appreciate that. Okay? So don't start, or you'll be gone. We don't put up with that here on this channel. And I warned people about it earlier, and I'm starting to get confrontational about it right away. But I see you starting your little, games that you tend to play in the chats, and I'm not going to put up with it.
Uh,
So,
Avery,
just
come
so
up.
you're aware, be respectful or you'll be gone. So Amanda, Penny, I give you guys full reign to do whatever you need to do. So I'm not going to put up with that kind of crap. So just because I see it starting. So anyway, go ahead.
Avery,
1-1.
yeah, Avery, come up. Avery said, I know we've been going about an hour. We probably won't go like too much longer. But Avery, if you have a
Yeah.
question, if you
Yeah.
feel
You want to come on
feel
up?
free to come
Let
up.
me get the link.
Yeah,
Let me grab
come
the
up.
link
And you
for you,
don't
Avery.
if you don't want to show your face and you just want to have an icon, you could do that, but definitely
Yep.
come up.
Yeah. There we go. Come on up, and we'll be happy to have you ask a question. Yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Lots of good stuff coming your. Yes, you did, Jeff. Don't even, because you did.
Thanks.
Don't do it, son. All right, so we're waiting for Avery. Hopefully, they'll come on up. And but yeah, just even the small things that we don't have those answers to could actually yield
Yeah,
big
that's
things.
yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
even
that's a
being there
great.
for
It's
respectful. Absolutely.
yeah. That's a
So
great point that you brought up, Robin. Absolutely. Like
you
how I
know,
mean, how hard would it be really to I guess you would just have to do some kind of swab or something, right? I'm sure they could easily
right.
tell. Jeff, oh, we got Jeff H.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wow. Okay, let me add you to the stage here, Jeff.
Hey,
There
how's
you
it
go.
going?
Hello, how
All
are you
right.
doing?
Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
So
Yeah, we
this
hear
is a
you.
first. This is the first.
How's it going? I just came on here because I've never called you an a-hole. When did I
You
call you an
did.
a-hole? When?
You did. You
When?
did because I timed you
When?
out the other
When?
night.
What
Friday,
did I say exactly? Because
Thursday, one of the two. You said
what
some
did I say?
a-hole timed me out. The a-hole was
Oh,
me.
okay. Now I do remember that. That I did. I didn't
The
realize it was
a-hole
you.
was me.
See, I didn't. If I'd have known it was you, I wouldn't have.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
just knew
right.
that an a-hole timed me out. I didn't know
Yeah,
which
well,
which
the
a-hole.
a-hole was me. The a-hole was
Okay.
me. So,
Well,
but I no. So,
no, I don't think
so
anybody is an
yeah, I
a-hole.
really wish they would have done some more testing on some of, or maybe they did and they're just not releasing any of that. So, so yeah. But so what is your question, sir? What is your comment, sir?
No, that was the main thing. I've only got my wife said you got to be in bed in half an hour, so I looked and I thought, and you just said I called you an a-hole. I said
Keeps
I
you on
can
the leash,
resolve
huh?
this in a half an hour or less, so that was the
Oh,
main
okay.
deal, but yeah, because I didn't mean to call anybody an a-hole. I've always said I try my best. I don't throw back the vitriol that comes my way. I don't reflect it back to anybody. That's not my, the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath. That's what I try to follow all the time. And it seems to work a lot because there's a lot of times where I get comments on my videos from a lot of people that have said, I apologize. I was wrong about you. I kind of piled on with everybody else that piled on. And it's okay if people pile on. That's their choice. My choice is to treat people lovingly and to just, I have an opinion. I've
Mm.
come to conclusions. And I know YouTube is a
Well,
great place. YouTube is where the road ragers that maybe don't have cars, they can't road rage, so they keyboard rage, right? It's basically that's what's happening. It's what it seems to
Yeah.
me anyway. So,
yeah. Well,
what are you all
we're
talking
not
about?
going to
If
get
you, I
deep
do have just a few minutes.
down that road, but so what did you? I'm assuming that you did watch the either Lee's analysis or Jules, the footage from Jules.
I think I caught a little bit of it. I mean, I was watching mainly for the footage and
Hmm.
what were some of the main points that were made?
But by who exactly?
I don't
Lots
know,
of
pick
different
one,
people
Jules
have
or
gone
I
over it.
Well,
didn't see
I'm
any of
asking
Lee.
what your
yeah.
experience was with this. What are your thoughts about? Because that's why
Yeah.
you're here is to do you have a question? What did you hear?
Well, I mean,
What are your thoughts?
if you're talking about the footage, oh, I can
Yeah.
say this. I mean, I used to date a girl in Ithaca College. I used to drive up to Ithaca, New York, stay in a dorm. We were
Mm.
across the quad from other dorms. Partying on a weekend is very similar to the sounds that I'm hearing on the Linda Lane camera. The Linda Lane camera is under $100. I have one that's like one model number off from what Kane told me his model is. It's a Rio Link camera. The light bulb
Hmm.
camera, I almost bought one, but I could not be sure what model it was. I know it has little dimples that are like almost like one of those drums, that have the little dents. What do you call it? One of those.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're saying.
Well, it's like on the
Like a,
beach.
what are they called?
Somebody.
Well, anyway,
But
so
anyway, well, I can just tell you this. I see what looks like an Elantra.
Just hold on 1 second. Yeah, Avery, you can call in.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
let you
if you
back
want,
in. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead,
yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah, but I mean, I see the Elantra. I see the details of the Elantra, shark fin antenna, side window shape. Do you know when I say side window shape, what I even mean by that? The unique side window shape of the
Yeah.
Elantra. Do you know what portion am I talking about?
You're talking about, well, are you talking about the driver's side or
Either
the
side.
passenger
Either
side? You're
side.
talking about front, back, or right there at the mirror part?
Okay, well, that's what I was trying to figure out because when I say that, I assume, and it's so long to trying to explain it. I think in
Yeah.
so words, I just try. But when I say side unique side window shape, it's as at the back window, the bottom edge of the window kind of goes in a
Mhm.
smooth curve to a
Yeah,
point.
up the,
Right.
yeah,
Ford Fusion, straight line, hard cut, right?
Right.
Most cars, straight line, hard cut. My pickup truck, straight line, hard cut. A Tesla is one of the only few that have a similar slope to like an Elantra, smooth line to a point, except it's a lot taller, as if they made Teslas for basketball players. So in the middle of the side windows are much taller than the Elantra is. So unique side window shape. When I drive down the road, I can't help but see it. I mean, it's like boom. If you
Right.
there's no question. When I'm looking at like a Toyota or some other, it's like I'm not sure. But when you look at an Elantra, you're like, I'm sure. So that's two things: shark fin antenna, unique side window shape, and then the body molding on the side. Now the Sonata has a similar body molding, but the Elantra has got that protrusion that's a straight line coming off the taillight, aiming like for the top of the front wheel, diagonally
okay.
downward, right? So that's
What?
also has a center brake light at the lower part of the back window. So when people are talking about the footage is reversed, it's like, well, interesting. He's got a center tail light in his front window then, I guess, right? That's what so I wasn't buying any of the reverse footage because I see, and you have to go frame by frame. Here, let me give you a
Yeah.
tip if you don't know it, because I taught
Yeah.
Dago this. I've taught, I think, a couple other YouTubers. If you use your period and your comma keys on your keyboard on YouTube, you can go frame by frame. Comma is backwards, one frame at a time.
Mhm.
Period is forward one. Because I see people analyzing the footage and like, let me try and pause it. Let me try and pause it. It's like,
Yeah,
you
well,
can
see,
go
we don't
right
do
to
that
the frame
so
you
much
want.
here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What the footage I was talking about was the new footage from that Jules obtained from MPD. That's I
Of
wondered
the
what your
light bulb
thoughts
camera,
were on that footage.
Yeah, it's 1112. Yeah.
the
Yeah,
King
the
Road.
1112.
Yeah, so one thing I want to look at more is looks like that car that was parked in the middle of the little driveway there. You see the people
Mm-hmm.
from 112 going into it. I was watching somebody who did a video talking about it, like, well, where's the car? Where'd it go? It's like what it sure looks like at first glance is like when somebody comes over to your house to visit, right? And then you say, let's go get a bite to eat. We take your car. We go out in their car. They don't live with me. It's my house, right? Go out in your car. And then they drop me back off at my house and they leave and go home. So that's what it looks like to me. Because somebody was asking, well, why is the car not there? I mean, it was there. Well, I think you were assuming maybe that they live there. I don't know. But again, nothing that I have seen so far makes me feel like anything changes. All the 5 times that I've seen on the Linda Lane camera, I think I pasted them in the comment. I can paste it again if you want. These are all the times that you see what I believe is the Elantra pass by the 1330 Linda Lane camera. Of course, the 405 is where he does the 10 seconds. He sits there and then does a U-turn.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying out of the footage that Jules put up last night, that's kind of our topic this
Yeah.
evening.
So what did you see
Is
that was
So, well, it's
earth-breaking?
what
not
Earth-shattering?
what you see, it's what you hear. So
what you're hearing.
so what so again, this is from MPD. So this is not from
No,
Joe Schmo in his basement,
no,
edit the video, whatever. Now, is it possible the video is, somewhat redacted or whatnot or whatever from, MPD or whoever? Absolutely. But what is very interesting, so it's basically from 2:30 to 3:30, and the audio you hear, I mean, I wish you were able, again, like, you should listen to it without anyone telling you like what's on it,
right,
so you can make your own
Right.
determination. But
right.
for now, but just for the show, so there are numerous times where you hear blood quenching like screams.
Blood-curdling
It's not.
screams.
It's not like that's not a college. That's not college kids like just drinking. But you hear like
No.
blood wrenching like screams, like someone's getting attacked. It's pretty insane. Now, what's interesting about that, whether you want to believe that, look, again, it came from MPD. This isn't from Joe Schmo in his basement, so it's unedited, just from MPD. Those screams and that kind of stuff that you hear, that is like the kind of stuff that you would think you would hear from 410 to 420. Now, I'm not saying that nothing happened 410 to 420, but you definitely do. It's definitely like vastly different. So it definitely sounds like someone is being attacked or something crazy is going
Right.
on
But it
between
sounds
that
so. It
2:30.
sounds like if it's maybe I'll just entertain the thought. Maybe there's more than one killer, right? So
Right.
the 4
Right.
a.m. killer knows to keep the person quiet as you kill them, but this other one you're talking about right now, this guy didn't think about that as he killed them. He allowed them to make noise and scream, which I think, especially a killer that I think has been thinking about this for a long time, maybe even all the way back to when he bought a K-bar in Pennsylvania, even that far back, possibly. Maybe not. But here's the deal. I think about the Ukrainian girl that was stabbed on the train. You saw that video?
Yeah.
She
No,
didn't seem to
I
make
did
any
not see that
noise.
video.
This guy sitting behind her just stands up, stabs her a bunch of times in the neck, and then just kind of walks down the train, knife dripping blood down the. She's stabbed, makes no sound, just looks shocked, and in 20 seconds slumps over dead. Well, I don't think she did. I mean, I'm sure it took a little bit of time to die,
Yeah.
but 20
You know-
seconds is all it took. No sounds, 20 seconds, gone from this world. Unsuspecting
You
of the
tried to
killer.
make that comparison before, Jeff, and it doesn't
What's that?
compute.
What do you mean?
I've never even seen that video, but just from that description you're telling me right now, that does not compute at
Why
all
not?
in this situation. I mean,
Well,
we're talking about,
I saw the video. I mean, he's basically saying that, that video of the Ukrainian girl on the train, like how she didn't really make much, many
Right.
sounds at all, and within a few minutes she was gone. She bled out, she was gone. So I guess he's correlating, like, well, Brian Kohlberger or whoever the killer is, was able to knife people quick, in their sleep or whatnot, and they, might not possibly make a sound. And I get what you're saying there, and I can see where you're going with that. However, my question is, what about these blood curdling screams from 2:30 to 3:30? Like, they are blood.
Right.
There are some blood. This isn't like
It's not a party.
just like people yelling and drinking. It's like they're definitively, like, 2 or 3 times. It's almost like you're on the other. Like, you can almost like see someone. What?
Can you make out what they're yelling, what they're saying, or
No, it's just a scream.
No.
Like
Okay.
if someone's being
Yeah.
hurt. Like, imagine your kid. I don't know how old any of your kids are, or 16 or above age kid.
He's out
Somebody
of college? He's
is
out of
hurting
college for a
them.
few years. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm just saying, Imagine that.
Yeah.
I will
Imagine that.
definitely, I will
There's no
definitely
words
listen
said.
to it. I'll
You
definitely
know,
listen to
you
it,
need
but I
to
know
listen
if
to it.
you're,
Yeah, that's our topic tonight.
if you
is
are,
especially after our premiere last night that you know, Lee's analysis. That's what I was asking, if you had
Yeah.
watched Lee's analysis,
I'll have to
you know,
check
or
that
any of
out.
the footage
I've been
from
working
Jules.
a lot
Yeah.
lately,
Yeah.
but I did miss that. But
Yeah.
But
It
all I can
definitely is
say
something
is that
new.
if somebody, if you think about the layout of that little neighborhood, like especially I've often thought about this with regards to the Linda Lane footage, because there are photos from the Linda Lane, those apartments above the Linda Lane camera, where the balconies.
Mhm.
There's two balconies right directly above.
Yeah.
You got the laundry room, first floor, two balconies.
Yeah.
And if you see a friend of yours down on Banfield or over at the Taylor Road Apartments, and you're like, "Hey, come over later. We're getting, you know, we got a case over here."
That's not what
Or you
this
got
was.
yelling, or like, "Hey," or just like I'm drunk and I'm like, "Woo!" You
No.
know, it's like we just went to
No.
the game. Okay.
Yeah.
All
No,
I'm
this
saying
Can I
is
was,
that
can I
it's
yeah.
demonstrate? Can I demonstrate?
Yeah.
Everyone,
yeah,
lower
yeah.
your volume a little bit. Lower your volume. What you hear is not, "Hey, yo!" What you hear is,
Yeah.
that's what you hear.
Yeah.
That's what you hear. So
So,
there are no words spoken when this first thing really starts.
but
So
that's
that's my
more.
demonstration.
That's more. I'm
That's
just,
what
and
you hear. So
I'm getting the cue.
that's
I
not
told you
the
guys I
same
only had a
thing
few
as if,
minutes.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
yelling for your buddy. So
I will
I
listen
just,
to it, but when you're considering it that you're trying to make out that, which sounds like trying to make out what you're seeing as a shape on the moon, it's very not much to go on, versus what is clearly an Elantra to me, and other elements of this whole case that are much more than
Mhm.
a camera, probably under less than $100, little hole like this for the microphone, and also it sounds a lot. You know, sometimes that audio sounds distorted, overdriven. So when you could be talking a normal volume and it's overdriven, it sounds louder, of course, when something's overdriven, right?
Yeah.
that's not what you're hearing. So what
Okay, I'll
I'm going
check
to
it out, but
recommend to
I
you,
do gotta
and
go.
I
I
think
appreciate you letting
Avery
me up.
does still want to come up, but what I'm going to recommend to you is to watch that and then maybe come back at another point, like once
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
watched,
Yeah.
like especially the footage without any analysis from anyone, like just the
Yeah.
raw footage, and do your own thinking about it. Don't take my
Yeah, and
word
believe
for it.
me,
Don't take someone's.
if I
Don't take
agree with
anybody's.
you, I will
You
tell
know.
you I agree with you. People don't believe that because they don't seem to see me changing from my position. I haven't seen anything that's changed my position yet. But when I did the overlay video of the 405, what I believe is the Elantra in front of the 1330, and I took a still
Mhm.
picture of a 2015 Elantra and lined it up. You got to rotate it. You got to line up the front
Mhm.
point of the side window and then the back point. And I saw it's perfect match, like taking hand to hand. It matches. But I was prepared when I did that because Detective John, I don't remember Detective John. He was the one who suggested, Jeff, you can do this. You know Adobe Premiere. Check
I
it out. Try that.
I'm not familiar with
Okay,
him.
well, Detective John, that's an old history. That's the
Yeah.
beginning of this case. But anyway, I was ready to say, hey, John, no, I tried it. It's not that car. We got to try
Yeah.
something else. So anyway, I am
Yeah.
prepared to say like there's in this recent footage of over in WSU, there's a car that appears to have fog lights, and I don't
Mhm.
believe Brian's car has fog lights. I'm not going to sit here and say it's Brian's car because I've stuck to my, as they call it, narrative, even though I just
Right.
happen to come to the same conclusion that
Yeah.
mainstream media has. That's just, we see the stuff. You come to your conclusions, I come to my conclusions. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it other than like, well, why do you got to call me names and call me a jerk and call me an asshole?
Nah.
A-hole?
Yeah.
And I do apologize that I implied that you were an a-hole. I meant that just the person who blocked me,
Yeah.
that, I usually don't
Well,
talk like that.
it's because after a while, when I have several different people telling me that they're not appreciating some of the things that you're saying, and you won't whatever, then that's when people get a timeout. And that's per Lee. This is his channel, so we run things as he sees fit. So
Mhm.
when, but anyhow, so
But I
I'm
do
not
appreciate
sure if
you letting me up
Avery
here
is
because that
still coming
shows.
up or not. Avery,
That
do you
shows
still want
me
to
a
come
lot.
up?
It tells me a lot about, and I've always liked Lee. Lee
Yeah.
always has kind things to say. He obviously knows we're on different
Yeah.
sides of things,
Yeah.
That's
and
because Lee's awesome.
he thinks that I'm irritated by him. In no way am I. I mean, I love to listen to him. We're on different just sides of the
Yeah.
coin. That's all.
But
But
that's
I don't.
yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
we're about.
Well,
That's
that's
what
what
we're
we're here
about
for.
here
We're
is
here for debate.
yeah.
We're here for,
Yeah.
because the thing is, okay, I understand you are not going to change your position about
No,
Brian. I get
don't say
that.
that. I could
You're
change
at
my
least not
position.
yet. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not going to hold to my position like to say the sky is green. I'm saying I'm dang
Yeah,
it, the
yeah,
sky's
yeah.
green. Dang it, I'm never going to change. No, I would change if there was something that I saw that was convincing to change. Now, if you're going to get upset with anybody, just get upset with yourselves that you haven't made an argument to convince me and others. There's many others like us. I'm not the only one. But
Oh,
I
I
would like to
know,
think that I am different from a lot of people in their opinions, but I am one that is not going to
well,
give back the vitriol that comes my way. Maybe if that would be something I would encourage, that it would help the dialogue. Like when you see somebody that's got a different opinion, it's okay. The world won't end.
Right.
We'll be fine. We can make it through this.
well,
We can.
sure.
Here's what I like to think: agree to disagree today, hug it out, say, hey, see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Cool. Let's do it the next day too. Cool. But when you
Well,
say, like, what is can I share one comment? What was it Essie said? Because you act like a jerk, Jeff. Okay. I will admit that I will get snarky. I never am a jerk off the start. I respond to people's comments with a
mhm.
snarky joke or
Well,
something, and
Yeah.
that I
Jeff,
think is why
as someone
comes
who
off as a
has
jerk.
seen some of the stuff that you have said,
So,
especially to people like Tommy Jude and so
what I say
forth,
to
I
Tommy
will
Jude?
respectfully disagree with you there. But we're not here for that. Listen, we're
Yeah.
drama free
I
here,
love Tommy
and
Jude. It's too
I'm
bad that he
not out for
didn't feel
that
the same
at
way, but
all.
I'm
What
sorry he
so
passed.
I'm here's what's going to happen right now. I'm going to have Avery come up or someone else. Thank you for coming on,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
hope you have
I'm going.
yourself a good
Thank you.
rest of the night.
You
All
too.
right.
Thank you so much. So
All
cool
right.
of you to let me on. I appreciate
Bye-bye.
it very much.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
All right.
Right.
Bye-bye. Okay. Well, that
Avery.
was a first.
Yeah.
So,
Avery's coming up.
yep. Okay, great. I'm just waiting for Avery to appear in the back
Yeah, I
here, and
don't.
then we'll get. So, I don't see Avery. Yeah. We're not going to convince Jeff, and that's okay, but I think he understands our position now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get what he's saying about the woman on the train, and how she doesn't make a noise, but that's also one person, right?
Right.
We're talking about four people and
Right.
two roommates who are supposed to be there.
Yep. So I am trying. I've put the link several times in the chat for you, Avery.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is click that, and it'll bring you into the back studio.
Yeah. I don't see him.
Hmm. Bear with me here for just a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Penny. Yeah. Um, we're all about here. We're not afraid to talk with people that have a difference of opinion and whatnot.
No, of course
It's
not.
all as
Of
long
course
as
not.
we can have a constructive debate and argument.
Right.
I don't necessarily agree and believe that everything that Esty and JJ say or whatnot.
Right.
All the
Of
time,
course.
but as long as it's done in a respectful way, which I
Of
believe
course.
we do, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. I still do not see you. Is Avery still here?
I don't know.
I don't know. It says that they are.
The last I saw a message from him saying he was. I thought he was trying to come up, but
There, I put the link by their name. Well, anyway, so yep. Okay.
yeah, he definitely has the link. So
Yeah. Okay. But
that was funny though,
so
because
yeah,
he kept talking about the other video, and we're
the
like, no, no,
window.
no, 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 the new video, the new video.
Yeah, yeah, that's our main focus
But
tonight is
it's funny
the
because
new.
he there's probably about there's probably about 10 people who commented on Lee's video, that and then I commented after they commented,
Oh,
and they're all saying like, oh, that video's been out already. I'm like, no, no, it hasn't.
no, 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 no. Avery, Lee is on Birdie's show tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Monday. So, but yeah, come back Tuesday, and if Lee, depending on what all he has going on, if he's gonna do some call-in stuff, yeah, So, but yeah, so, but
New vid
okay,
confirmed. Yes. Not that was at Knox. Let me put it on. New video confirmed. If you're talking about the 230 to 330 1112 video that is out that Jules got, yes, that is new video. We have never
yeah,
had that before. What
no,
most people, when we talk about 230 to 330 or 115 to 230, yes, we have the Linda Lane video has been out, and that's on the other side of the Whites. That's the parking lot on that camera is on the other side of the White apartments. Sorry, not Whites. I keep saying Queens apartments. Whites it's the Queens apartments. So I made a mistake with saying that. Um,
yeah,
the 1112 camera, we have never had 230 to 330 before.
no,
So this is
no,
new. This is all new audio,
right.
new video. So
Which was obtained from Jules with True Crime Reactions.
yes,
So, yeah, which was obtained by her directly from MPD. So,
right, right.
um,
So we can confirm that it's untouched by anyone else. Was it messed with or whatnot by MPD? We can't tell you that. But
right,
the question is, why would MPD add blood, curdling screams? Like, it doesn't make
right,
sense.
right.
Because
So,
if anything, you would want to hear blood curdling screams 410 to 420, because that would fit in their
yeah,
narrative.
mhm,
So
right.
what, that makes no sense. Oh, let's just add screams here. So I don't believe it's added. It's there.
So, all right. Well, like I said, tomorrow night Lee is going to be on Birdie. That's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 8 o'clock Eastern Time. If you're on the West Coast, it's what is that? 6 p.m. No, 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
5
If you're on
p.m.
the West Coast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, but did you have anything else you wanted to go over?
No, I think that's really it. I mean, you know, I could always talk about.
I mean,
I could
yeah,
talk about. I could talk about Lisk for hours. We'll be here till 7 a.m. And
yeah,
all that. But we
yeah,
we thought that we would mostly recap, some stuff from the newest audio that came out. So
right.
we know that it's
So,
fresh on everyone's mind. So
yeah. So, but all right. Well, thanks so much for coming out tonight, everyone. Again, we couldn't do this without you. I know Lee is always very appreciative. He's got good stuff coming up. Wednesday we'll keep you posted as far as what exactly is going on with the custody queens, whether it's going to be a live pre-recorded. We're not sure yet. They were, I guess, still working out those details. So we'll keep you posted. And I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful night tonight. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I guess you'll see Lee tomorrow with Birdie, and you'll see us on Tuesday.
Yep.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.